I'll touch on social media quickly and then maybe a bit of merchandise before we finish up. But, social media these days in 2020 is a massive part of business and something we've really wanted to focus on, especially with our website, our blogs, our vlogs, we've got a Cronulla Beer Chat podcast. We wanted to be someone who puts out a lot of content and has a lot of fun with our brand.
Yeah, and you have to have presence. And I think it's, pretty easy to come up with content when you're sort of marketing something like a product like beer.
Yep.
But the reality is, I feel across all industries at the moment, whether it be you building your own personal brand or if you're in the fitness industry, if you have a cafe or a restaurant, like you need to be visible. Like it's the first thing that you do. Like if you hear about a new restaurant or cafe or bar that you want to visit, or even so much if you were looking to engage somebody for landscaping services or building or something,
you want to
that.
see the work they've done.
And it's probably more relevant these days that you would go straight to Instagram or Facebook and search their handle before even the likes of Google, really. And so we knew how important that was to start building a bit of an audience. And I guess what we've always said is tell our story. We haven't wanted to shy away from the fact that we don't really know what we're doing. We're having fun. We're just young guys having a crack that, love beer, love where we come from and see how we can sort of bring that all together.
Definitely. And it has been super fun. I think we've done such an incredible job, and that's probably leads me into a little bit about my role within the business. And I'll probably get into it a little bit more maybe on another podcast, but obviously within the bubble, like I was, restricted with a lot of the work I could have done, but essentially, I guess the branding and the content is something that, I gravitate towards too. And obviously having things like my own podcast and having my own YouTube channel and something that I really wanted to push was, that again, as you just said, was to echo, tell the story about, how we created, because people essentially they resonate to the story.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think we've done an incredible job with that. So,
especially if it's a local independent product as well.
We are independent as well, by the way. On the back of the can, you'll see certified independent. So it's something that's really is important to us.
Yeah. And I think that, a lot of, speaking, to go back to some of the obstacles that we've, faced so far and probably will continue to face so far, is that when you are getting inquiries come from larger venues and things like that, it's so common for these bigger venues to be heavily contracted by some of the bigger players in the game and not have a lot of allowance of tap space for small independent companies. So any venue out there that gives us a crack, gives us the opportunity to supply them, is really, really like doing the right thing by small local business, because they could be getting, still pretty good product for probably a lot more of a marginalised price than what you're buying a boutique craft beer for.
Definitely. And I think that's what I guess COVID has done to us all, as well as it really has echoed, it's good to support local, support local business. I think that has really come along in 2020. Would you agree?
100%. And, my girlfriend, Ellie, she owns a restaurant, as you know, and having to be shut the entire time through COVID, as my gym was shut as well. That was pretty hard on us. Yeah. And I think coming out the back end of that and knowing, how grateful you should be just to have a job has not only, relit the fire to be back at work again, but just sort of the, I guess, mutual respect that you have for anyone in small business that's grinding, that you just want to support them. So, eat out, get your coffee from small coffee shops and things like that. And you should do that regularly, because a lot of people, these small businesses, that's what they're doing to, put food on the table for their families.
Yeah, 100%.